Welcome back, everybody, to Fun in the Locker Room, October 7th, 2024. Sean Rankel, Liam Holloway, Truett Carstetter. Back at it again with the best podcast in the United States, coming to you from YouTube Live. We got three major things we're going to talk about today. We got to talk about, we got to do our pick segment, and I think we're just going to have to start doing this at the beginning of the show, just based off when we do our runtime, which is sad because we like to save the best for last. We got MLB baseball. We're going to talk a lot about that today, and then we're going to do our football recaps. So those are the three great things you can expect from today. I think, do we just get right into the picks?
Yeah. Coming into this week, Liam picked up a big win against me last week to put him at 5-3. I'm also 5-3. And Truett, once again, I think to all the bettors out there, all our great viewers out there, if you're listening and you would like to gamble, which we can now partially endorse, I think, because we're no longer on student radio, I would just fade Truett. Just fully fade Truett, who's now 1-7. You can make a lot of money just fading Truett. But without further ado, the game tonight, little Liam's loving this one. Saints at Chiefs, -5.5. Liam, resident Saints fan. I'll give you the floor.
I'll lead this one off. 5.5. It's a big line, boys. It's a lot of points. And it's a lot of points for a Chiefs team that doesn't really have anybody to give the ball to outside of Mahomes. I'm going to take my Saints to cover. Simple as that.
Rank.
Now, with that being said, Truett, please do not pick the Saints to cover because
that's true. Would you like to
really want us to win?
I've never been so unsure of how to approach something in my life. Liam, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to start doing the opposite of what I think, and I think the Chiefs are going to win. So I might have to go with the Saints.
Thanks. There you go, Rank.
Right,
Congrats on a win this week, buddy.
Truett, I can go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Part of me is telling me that the world's going to punish me for doubting Patrick Mahomes last week and being the first one on the show this year to doubt him. And I think he's going to have a good game. And I think the Chiefs might still win this game. But the statistic I've been riding on all year is the fact that teams are 19-4 with 5.5-point underdogs against the spread. And that's going to continue today. I think the Saints are going to cover.
Oh, no, that makes it even harder. Because if I lose, I'm the only one that loses again. But I don't want to just ride the Saints train. I mean, I want the Saints to win. I just want to say that I want the Saints to win. I'm going to have to be if I'm going to somehow cover ground in this race, I'm going to have to be different. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs covering 5 versus the Saints in Arrowhead.
Thank you so much, Truett. I can't wait to celebrate the Saints' victory.
Well, hey, the Saints can still cover 5 and lose. We don't have to talk about that. That was pretty quick. That might have been one of our quickest predictions. We had some games this weekend. Rank any?
Do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about last Monday how those games went, or do we just want to gloss over those and try and forget them?
I'm more than happy to talk about it if you want.
All right, we can talk about this weekend's games. That's fine.
Yeah, let's just start this weekend. Takeaways. I can start first. My hot take of the week. Watching the 49ers-Cardinals game, I think Liam at least admitted he's come around on Brock Purdy a little bit. But Brock Purdy's pocket presence is got to be the best in the game. The ability to step up, find the holes. He's he's literally what prime Russell Wilson used to be, of him moving up, moving out wide, moving around, like keeping his head downfield the entire time. It's such a beautiful way of playing football that it's really just a joy to watch. And I'm really excited to see what his contract's going to be this offseason. Because he's proved it this year without McCaffrey, without Debo at times, without Ayuk at times, without Kittle at times. Like, he is the real deal there in San Francisco, and he might be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, and he is definitely the best pocket presence in the NFL.
Rank, I mean, I have to agree with you, and I just have a strong dislike for the man, and I mean, you can't really blame me. It's just you have to do it as a Seahawks fan, but I mean, he is pretty good at football, and I think we all knew that a few weeks ago this was going to be his biggest test. Obviously, McCaffrey hasn't played a game. The receivers have been in and out of the starting lineup. I mean, he passed with flying colors, and Mike, you said it best. I'm not going to try to rephrase what you said. It's just he's doing really well, especially in an NFC an NFC West where it's kind of just up in the air. Like, we might have thought the Cardinals were going to do well. The Rams are 1-3. The Seahawks, we'll get into that, and kind of looking a little fraudulent. The Niners, I mean, could very still clinch this division earlier than we think. So
they can. And to be fair, they did blow another fourth quarter lead, which seems to be a pattern in the Kyle Shanahan teams. But I still think Brock Purdy and his team is going to go far. True, you got a takeaway from this week?
I got some takeaways, and it's really just going to be apologies I'm going to hand out. I'm handing out an apology to Kirk Cousins, which I'm sure brings a smile to Rank's face. That Thursday night performance was just incredible. I recently dropped him from my fantasy team because I thought that comeback versus the Eagles was really just an anomaly. But clearly the man has been clutch, putting up stats, and most importantly, getting wins. Apology goes there. I'm going to apologize to Ramondre Stevenson, who I labeled it. Maybe it was last show or the show before. He's just a fumble machine. He back into the start. Well, I don't think he started, but I think he came back into the game and got a good amount of carries. And ended up playing well. That's it. Those are my only apologies.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is really just had a huge game last week, Thursday night, I guess. And I feel like this offense finally started clicking, which at least I thought they had the potential to do going into the season. I think we all did because we all picked them to win this division. So that is truly the ceiling of this Falcons team. If they can continue hitting there offensively and improve a little defensively, this team is scary.
I mean, they're just like a scrappy team that just wins in a variety of ways. Like it's sometimes the offense does like falter and they'll still like, I don't really want to bring it up, Liam, but the Saints game, they clearly did not win with their offense, and this is the type of game, it was a shootout and they got the job done when their offense needed them. It's a scary team when you can win in a variety of ways like that. It's kind of like the Niners where sometimes they'll be in a shootout and win, and sometimes it'll be their dominant defense. Those are very scary teams that, doesn't take many wins to get to the Super Bowl. You got to be careful.
Yeah. Liam, what's your hot take of the week?
So I was watching the game last night, and I mean, I thought Justin Fields, albeit they lost, I thought he was unbelievable. And this season, he has been a fantastic quarterback. Announcers kept bringing up an interesting point that Russ is going to come back. He's going to be activated next week. And they were debating whether or not he should start. He should be the starter for this team. And I think that would be a huge mistake.
It's a great question.
Russell Wilson.
I don't think it should be a question.
I think with I mean, I don't think he should be the starter at all. I think Justin Fields has proven a lot with limited offensive weapons. Yesterday, Pickens nowhere to be found. He hasn't been good at all this season. Scotty Miller and Van Jefferson as his other wide receivers, and then Najee as his running back. It's not what you would call an offensively talented.
No.
And Justin Fields, albeit the loss, he played very bad.
Yeah, Liam, you bring up a really good point. I think it's a different conversation. Obviously, this team is 3-2. They're 3-2. it's a different conversation when they were 3-0 a few weeks ago. I think there's no shot in hell that you start Russ. But now this team is 3-2, 2 losses. Justin Fields is playing well, but obviously you have to prioritize team success. What happens if they lose next week and go to 3-3? I think it's a whole different question. And I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate, but you guys think that factors into it?
Russ has not proven anything the past couple seasons that he's able to do well in a struggling offense. If anything, he does worse when there aren't weapons around him. And I think bringing him in, he's corny. The clock. And he doesn't have the arm that just. So I don't understand it, to be honest.
I think it would be hard to look into that locker room, look at these guys who've been fighting their hearts out, and a team that seems to be playing hard for Justin Fields, and say like returning Russell Wilson, who I think we've heard in the past has not had great locker room presence at times, like we talked about in Seattle and things like that, with the own separate offices and the problems he had going to Denver. Like, I don't think Russell Wilson's well liked in the league and well liked in his locker room, or at least locker room in general. And I feel like Justin Fields has proven that he should at least keep the starting job for at least a little longer and see how they can go.
Yeah, I mean, if this team is ever like 3-6, then we clearly got some sort of problem here. But no time to panic yet, Rank. I'm with you there.
All right, let's start through some of these longer games. Sure, let's start us off right here. I didn't watch a lot of it, to be honest. The Mets are on, but Giants Seahawks. How do you feel your Seahawks team now after a couple losses?
I'm in the same boat. I was also tuned into the Mets game, but from what I did catch, it's a great way to start the game. 102-yard fumble return, that was amazing, and it just shows clutch defense driving. But this offense, and Rank, I'll be honest with you, I'm not extremely familiar with the Giants defense, so correct me where I'm wrong here, but it just seems like it's the type of defense that gave our offense troubles, and I really had trouble discerning, is it our offense or your defense? But we really didn't have any good drives going, and you could see that in the stats. You could see that in the eye test. I mean, Geno Smith, who is normally very efficient, pretty poor game. No ground game at all, which I know the Giants they do have a tough rush defense. Anytime where you make Daniel Jones and Slayton look like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, it's never a good story. But obviously the play of the game was, we take the field goal to, potentially tie the game, and we gave up a blocked field goal return touchdown. And, obviously that's going to seal the deal. So one of the more frustrating Seahawks games I've ever watched. I'm curious what you were thinking on the other side, Rank. I'm sure it was much better emotions than what I was thinking.
Definitely. The Giants defense, I think people need to start giving them credit for. They lead the league in sacks. They got 22 sacks this season. So definitely a really fearsome front seven when you're looking at Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, like all guys who are getting paid lots of money to go pressure the quarterback. And it's actually, I think it started off slow, but have picked it up as they've gone along. And the defense definitely showed up here. I feel like on the Giants side of the ball, it's hard because like part of me is like we want to keep losing, and I kind of hope you guys kick that field goal going in overtime and lost, because it's another game where I feel like consistently this year we're in these games, we're in these close games, we're staying relevant, and I think there's pieces in play on this Giants team that are going to be good going forward. Like Tyron Tracy had a great game, nice young running back, rookie guy going forward. Neighbors wasn't even healthy, didn't even play this game. We still won the game. Like there's pieces here. Daniel Jones once again I think is showing this year that he's not a terrible quarterback. I think he's a average quarterback who can win games when they have the right piece around him. He's healthy, can stand up, make the throws he needs to. But it hurts our draft picks. But it was a fun win. It's a nice fun win this season. You can't root for the draft picks for entire 17 years. So,
Rank, is it fair to say that Daniel Jones at this point is just playing for a backup contract on a different team?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't supposed to be mean. I'm just saying, like, you guys really have plans that, like, go beyond him. And at this point, he might know that and be like, I just need to play well to, like, win a backup and get on the roster.
And I hope he gets a backup job because he's a good quarterback we've messed up at times. Like up until these past couple of years, we've had bad coaches in there. But I think Dable and Joe Shane have shown that we actually have the pieces when it comes to management in place. We just need to get a quarterback who can change the game. And Daniel Jones isn't that guy who can change the game.
I'm going to throw a little bit of bias in here, but if things get too murky, right, throw in Drew Lock. He had some great moments last year.
We don't need to win
I
games.
think it's worth taking a look. Just
He's a worse Daniel Jones, but yes, he has had good moments.
Look,
um,
I want to play devil's advocate on this one. Now, Rank, say the Giants do not block that field goal. Does this change the tune?
No, I'd actually be more happy because I've been happy all year that we've lost close games because that's what you want. That's how you want when you're tanking. You want to show growth and lose. Perfect recipe.
Respect. I respect that, Rank.
I think on the other side, I'm really worried that the Seahawks were very fraudulent, 3-0. And I know that was I know it's understatement of the year, but you can't honestly tell me we didn't put up a good fight versus the Lions last week. Yes, it was a shootout and there wasn't a lick of defense being played, but I think, the Lions defense is not something that you can't respect. And I thought that was a good loss for us. Now, this is what we would call a bad loss, obviously. So I think the jury's still out, but I'm a little scared.
That's fair. Other games, Ravens-Bengals, we can talk about this one. What a game. What a showing by the Bengals. They are, I will say, the best 1-5 team in history. 1-4 team? 1-4. Best 1-4 team in history. Like, they lost to the Chiefs close, off to the Ravens close. Like, if they special teams once again is causing us problems. Like, if they get a holder who can actually put the ball down correctly, like, this would be a different story. But overall, you got to give props to Lamar Jackson. His touchdown, absolutely ridiculous. Once again, just showing how good he is.
Yeah, Lamar's had back-to-back weeks of just pure dominance, and that last play he had to Zay Flowers, where he threw Sam Hubbard on the ground, scrambled about 15 yards to his right, and made that throw and run across his body, was just unbelievable. Dare I say MVP level stuff.
Ooh. The sad thing about this game is it was probably the best game for every Bengals player on the season. And to Rank's point, I mean, they might be the best 1-4 team. But it was also, unfortunately, just happened to be maybe the best game for every Ravens player outside of Derrick Henry this year. So as a fan, you're ecstatic. As a Bengals fan, you're kind of like, when is this suffering going to end? Because you can't look at this game and be like, we're not a good team.
I think the Bengals will turn around. I think they have a little easier stretch coming up. They play the Giants. We play us next Sunday night. Bengals Giants. Get ready for all you guys to enjoy that game. Then the Browns and the Eagles and the Raiders. Like, there's some winnable games coming up. I think if they can win their games, they can get back in the hunt.
They're very lucky that the Steelers have kind of fallen off a little bit, because if the Steelers were 5-0 somehow, it's much more difficult. But now you have Ravens and Steelers both 3-2. It's doable, but you need to win now. It's simple as that.
Must win Sunday night. Other games, big one. Bills Texans. Did you guys see Sean McDermott's play calling at the end of the game? That is atrocious.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. To be throwing the ball downfield on, what was it, like 1st and 10 on their own goal line?
They did it 3 times. They did 2nd down and 10, 3rd down and 10. They kept throwing it. The Texans saved their timeouts, and they forced them to punt out of the back of their own end zone, which really the punt put them in field goal range.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking there. Once again, I mean, Nico Collins played one quarter football and was the most dominant receiver for the Texans. When are these other guys really going to show up? Tank Dell still missing in action. Diggs was quiet. The Texans are 4-1 and we're still waiting for them to show up. When they do, I think it's going to be fireworks. What do you guys think?
That's fair. I think they have a chance to get the 1 seed in the AFC just because they are 4-1, and they've also playing in a terrible division with lots of teams that are easily winnable. Like, they should go 6-0 against this division. But they got to turn around. Nico Collins, I think, is out next week. Hamstring injury, so he left early. So we'll see if Tank Dell can finally step up and do something.
Yeah, I think this is just a tribute to their defense in general. And you take away that Vikings game where they got demolished. This defense has, held a Bills team that has put up some good performances in check and a lot of other good teams. And to Liam's point, like, this offense has not really been going as far as we thought it was going to be and be as explosive as we thought. So, it might be the type of story where the offense finds its rhythm halfway through the season, and then you got a really scary team because they held the Bills in check. And the Bills have been very up and down, and I feel like ever since we started doing this podcast, the Bills have been up and down. But, you can't just look at this and be like, oh, it's just the Bills being the Bills. Like, the Texans came with their defense.
Yeah. Also, Josh Allen had probably one of the worst starts of his career, and they were still in this game. That says a lot about this Bills team.
Yeah, definitely. Last game before we go rapid fire, Cardinals 49ers. We talked about the 49ers side of the ball, but the Cardinals pulled out this win in impressive fashion. I think Kyler Murray's really having a great season, really stamping himself as one of the better quarterbacks in the league. It's kind of a nice renaissance for him.
Yeah. Listen, I still believe in this team. I think the Cardinals are going to be a playoff team. And once they really get Marvin Harrison involved in the offense and start game planning for him more, with him, Trey McBride, they're going to be very, very lethal. I think this team still has a great chance to win that division.
Always puts a smile on my face to see the Niners lose, as we talked about earlier with Rank's takeaway. But, I mean, these divisional games are always fun, and it's not quite to the Bengals level where it's the best 1-14, but these are some pretty damn good 2 and 3 teams. So you cannot take these two teams for granted, and I think the Cardinals are really going to come into their own. They've had a couple blowouts. The Rams game is a statement game. This was another statement game. Getting it done, 1-score games. I think your record really tells what you are as a team. So Cardinals are one of those teams that are going to be scary. And Liam, to your point, they can get Marvin if they can just recreate what they did week 2. Not and you don't need that to that degree, but it's going to be a scary team.
All right. Rapid fire section. Since we want to get to some baseball, I'm going to say a couple words to describe the game. Jets Vikings. Liam.
The word that I would use to describe this game is dog shit. Both teams just looked like they wanted to lose. Sam Darnold had one of the worst games I've ever seen a quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers managed to have an even worse one. Breece Hall, nowhere to be found. Just an all-around slugfest of a game. And where was this one, in London?
Yeah.
I feel bad for the fans that spent their hard-earned money to go watch this one.
Doesn't get better next week for Jags Bears.
Yeah.
Christ.
My couple words are, how does Nathaniel Hackett have a job? I don't understand how he still has a job here or anywhere. This offense has so much talent and looks atrocious. I'm not sure where it's coming down to. Breece Hall's having a bad season. Garrett Wilson got targeted 22 times, and that's the only reason he had a good game. Like, they need to figure out a way to get this offense going and going fast if they want a chance.
You guys put it perfectly. My words would be bleach my eyes out. It's just not a pretty football game at all. And the Jets had so many chances. I mean, the Vikings did not play well, but the Jets had many, many chances to get back in this game. And it's just Aaron Rodgers. Every play cuts to Aaron Rodgers, pissed at his receiver. But it's either his fault, the receiver's fault, or some other combination of that, because this is just an offense that is not on the same page, and it's really frustrating to watch.
All right. Packers-Rams. Truett.
I will admit I did not watch much of this game. I did see the Jordan Love trying to avoid a safety and throwing a pick six, which may go down as one of the dumbest plays in football. I know these are NFL stars, but pretty sure they teach you that in middle school. Don't do that. Just take the safety.
I think this Packer team's legit. You talked about it all year, but Jordan Love continuing to get better and better as he's coming back from injury. This Packers team is scary.
Yeah, I got a stat for you guys. The Rams have scored 8 offensive touchdowns this season, and Kyron Williams has scored 7 of them. That is a issue. This Rams team, I think I can just say it. I think they're dead in the water.
No, I agree. At this point, we discussed it going to these injuries, but by the time these two star wide receivers come back, this team is going to be way different.
Rank, is the door not already shut on this team? 1-4. Do you have more faith in the Bengals or the Rams to
Bengals.
Bengals.
I don't. Well, you're just saying when those receivers come back, you might get to the point where just shut them down. Don't even play the rest of the season. Just get healthy because
They won't be rushed back. Let's just put it that way.
That's one way to put it, Rank. Good way to put it.
that Kyron Williams stat is horrible. And
Yeah.
I know I harp a little bit too much on the stats, but I don't like Matthew Stafford throwing 45 times a game. That's not
Anymore.
Not anymore. No.
This isn't 2018. We don't need to be doing all that.
All right. Panthers, Bears. Liam, you back on the Caleb Williams hype train? Like, this is a great performance from him. He looked great, solid.
Okay, listen, we can't pick and choose when great performances against the Panthers count. That's not what look. He was playing the Panthers, and I will give the Bears credit. Their defense has been pretty stout this season. They've been kept in a lot of games. I want to see Caleb Williams do it on a big stage against a good team.
Yeah.
He's going to London. How big of a stage can that be against the Jaguars next?
Yeah,
Very small stage indeed.
Based on what happened in London this past week, Rank, it might be the littlest stage of all time.
That's fair. Andy Dalton, the run seems to have ended because Bryce Young got in the game. So the veteran quarterbacks this year we've all come to love didn't seem to have great weeks this week.
Shout out Chuba. He's a player. He's a good player. And shout out DJ Moore. Great catches. Just he's been wide receiver 1 on bad teams, so I don't think anyone's like he's an elite wide receiver 1, but he's like a good wide receiver 1. He's a very good wide receiver 1, and he's showing it now.
Yeah. Colts, Jags, another old quarterback, but the Jaguars looks a little life in the team, but I'm not taking too much stock into this one.
Shout out Bigsby.
Bigsby. Shout out Joe Flacco, Rank. I don't know what you're talking about, veteran quarterbacks. Shout out Joe Flacco.
He had a good game. He played pretty bad.
I didn't watch the game. I'm just looking at his QBR and rating.
Yeah, Dolphins, Pats. Until Tua comes back, this offense is unwatchable.
Yeah.
Shout out Tua. More important than I ever thought to this team.
Yeah, we got to give Tua some credit. I mean, who would have thought that this team would just be a complete dumpster fire without him? It's a lot better than we thought he was.
Tank for Shedeur Sanders going on in Miami, I guess.
I don't understand how hard it is, though. Like, if Mike McDaniel is as creative of a coach and as good of a coach at getting players into space as we thought he was, it cannot, and I know I'm going to sound like such a loser, it could not be this hard to get Tyreek Hill the ball.
I completely agree.
There is enough creativity in this world to find a way to put the ball in Tyreek Hill's hands. You have one of the fastest players ever. Like, maybe, he doesn't. He's not going to only get the ball by running a streak down the field, not running people. There are many creative ways to get the ball in his hands. That plays that Tyler Huntley can do. Any NFL quarterback should be able to throw a screen pass or something like that. I don't know. That's just my thinking. But
I agree. Browns, Commanders. I think the James Daniels hype is real. This team keeps getting better and better each week. I think he's the favorite rookie of the year, and
100%.
This team is really fun to watch.
Yeah. By far the biggest, well, I would say by far the biggest surprise of the season because the Vikings are undefeated. But my God, this Commanders team is must-watch football. Who thought that we'd be saying that this season?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Even more fun, look next week, Commanders at Ravens. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
It's going to be Lamar Jackson versus Lamar Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks from now, you get Commanders, Bears. You get Caleb Williams versus Jane Daniels. Some fun
Showdown, right?
Commanders games to watch coming up.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was insane.
I think we got to dive into baseball, boys.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a week. Dare I say, one of the best weeks in baseball history, just in terms of how the games have gone. Drew, do you mind if Rank and I take the floor to start?
Please do. Please do talk about what an emotional week this has been for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like a month ago when we were playing the Braves just to get into the playoffs.
On the show a week ago, it was right after that happened. Right after after Lindor hit that home run to send us to the playoffs.
And then, I mean, that's where the magic started. You know, we won game one, just single after single, base hit after base hit, clutch hit. Game two just wasn't our day, and then game three we were dead in the water. We did not hit the entire game. Gave up back-to-back home runs, had no momentum. Lindor gets on in the ninth. Nimmo slaps a base hit, and then Pete, who had not hit a home run since June, hits the biggest home run of his Mets career and probably secures a contract for next season.
Every
you
game,
want to talk about just the
that
magic.
game just felt like the one game in the middle of the season when we got no hit through 8 innings, and then Lindor hit the home run in the ninth to win the game. Like this team, no matter what happens, they seem to not remember the next at bat or what happens. But these guys come up to the plate late innings. The amount of runs we've scored in the 8th, 9th inning in the past week is ridiculous.
I don't know why you guys make it so hard on yourselves by doing that, but it's great to watch.
I think Rank and I have probably aged 20 years collectively in this past week. Just
before you get to the
lost
next
my voice.
round, I want to shout out Edwin Diaz from that game. He's not going to get the love that Pete's going to get, but he came in and he did what he needed to do against the top of the lineup.
Yeah.
And obviously, just want to point out that Devin Williams is a cold ass closer and made him look like a baby.
Yeah, it was.
But then the Philly series,
week. Yeah.
go into Philly, game one, down again. Clutch hitting, singles. We were my favorite side of the week. We were 1 for 21 against Zach Wheeler.
Really?
The bullpen in the 7th or 8th inning, I forget what inning it was at this point, we went 7 for 8.
Yep.
How quick the switch can turn. This is what you love about baseball. This is what you love about this Mets team.
Yeah.
They never say die.
Yeah. The Mets have not won a game in which they've scored first in the playoffs. They only come from behind and win games.
You guys had a formula.
The other side is, I think in the past 4 games, the team leading going to the 8th inning of the Mets game have lost.
Are you serious? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Whee! Yeah, it's the roller coaster, baby. I'm excited because we are finally back at home after 2 weeks on the road.
Yeah, it has been a while for you guys.
Yeah, Citi Field is going to be absolutely electric tomorrow night.
Lindor hasn't played at home since September 7th. It's been
Wow.
a month since Lindor's been at home. The ovation he's going to get when he steps up to that plate, all the magic this team has been through, like that place is going to be loud.
Mhm.
I want to emphasize a little bit from that game, and this isn't like it's not biased either way or another. It's just a fact. Wheeler pitched an incredible game, 7 innings of just pure dominance,
Yeah.
and then the Phillies bring in all-star relievers, and the Mets like, you know what? It's go time. Oh, is it the 8th inning? It's go time.
Yeah.
But also, you got to shout out the Mets pitching because outside, if that Schwarber, home run doesn't happen, whatever, dude. I mean, that's a very good collective effort from your pitching. Very good collective effort.
Even the game that we lost yesterday, we gave up some big home runs, but for the most part, our pitching was pretty damn good. Now, Severino,
Mistakes.
Severino had an incredible outing. He made literally 3 mistake pitches, and the Phillies have the home run hitters to punish him. But I am very confident in this Mets team. these Mets pitchers have overcome the odds at every step, and I'm going to keep believing.
My fear for the Mets come down to Juan Diaz because of he's had some moments, but he's also had some bad moments in the past week, and he's pitched a lot of pitches. His pitch count is high, and it also comes down to Harper and Costi because Castellanos has not had a great. He's been inconsistent in the playoffs the past couple of years, and if he can get hot and the choice comes down to whether we're pitching on Harper at times. And it's harder to pitch around Harper when Castellanos is doing what he did last night.
Yeah.
If he does what he does last night, you have to pitch to Harper, and then you lead to the mistakes that obviously were shown and obviously hurt us. So how can we manage those two guys is really going to decide the series.
All right. Shall we switch over to the other series in the NL?
Yes, absolutely. True. Take the floor.
I've really enjoyed watching your guys' series, and I've really enjoyed this series as well. Game 1, classic shootout. Both pitchers, Cease and Yamamoto, out before the end of the fourth inning. Each one gave up 5 runs, and it was kind of like, all right, we're 4 innings in. It's 5-5. Let's see who can hit and whose bullpen is going to do better. And you know what? They scored 2 runs in the rest of the game, and we didn't score any. And that's going to happen. I do want to, before I get into like my thoughts on it, this Shohei crap's got to stop, man. It's got to stop. Okay. First of all, I don't know why you have the Dodgers home commentators commentating game 1. It's supposed to be down the middle, and it was so clearly not down the middle. It was not down the middle in the home run calls, in the plays. And then the stupid graphic. If I ever see that Shohei, 12 batters away. If I ever see that shit again, I'm going to throw something at the TV, okay? I don't need to know that he's 8 batters away, okay? Stop it. It's just the glazing is unreal. And you know what? We know the glazing's unreal. We came out game 2 dominant. And Shohei, yeah, he's a good Japanese player, but there's a better Japanese player. His name is Yu Darvish. 38-year-old Yu Darvish looked incredible. I think he threw single-digit fastballs last night. It was all off speed. The command, the placement's beautiful. And you know what's going to happen is Shohei didn't have a hit. He didn't get on base. And we know Mookie Betts is 0 for 22 in his last 22 at-bats in the postseason. The ghost is there. Freeman, and I don't pray on injury. He's clearly a little beat up. He had to get subbed out halfway through the game. But you have if you can neutralize Shohei, I'm not scared of this team. I'm really not scared of this team. I'm not scared of their bullpen. What's his name? I'm blank. Flaherty, the pitcher. He talks a big game. He talks a big game to Machado. I don't want to hear that shit, man. You got pulled after 5. I don't want to hear that shit. Obviously, this game was about a lot more than just what happened. It was about the stoppage. Fans were throwing things at Profar. Fans were throwing things at Fernando. Fernando was dragging his balls, to the fans. And it's a rivalry game, and it's exciting. I'm super happy to go back to Petco. Shout out the defense in the outfield. 3 dudes that were drafted as shortstops. Profar, play of the postseason so far, an insane catch, trolling the entire ballpark. Mookie thinks it's a home run. The music people think it's a home run. The commentators are saying it's 1-1 already. No, it's not. Fernando, great play. Merrill, great play. I love our outfield defensively. It's just beautiful. And then just player of the game was Yu Darvish. Just has to be. Especially when the stoppage happened. I was really worried because that was going to the 7th. He was cooking, right? And you're like, okay, we've been stopped for 10 minutes. I think at that point it had been 20 minutes or change or something since he had last pitched. Got out of there like it was nothing. I am not worried at all. After game 1, I was a bit worried. For game 2, I would go on record as saying we're going to win in 4 because we got Michael King coming up next. We're going up 2-1. I would put a second mortgage on the we're going up 2-1 with Michael King. And then game 4 is going to be easy at Petco. So this NL has been a phenomenal game so far.
The Tatis stat that I'm loving right now is if he were to hit 1,000 into the playoffs with a single in every at bat, he would have been hitting worse. He's hitting better than that. He is hitting a 643 average with a 2,151 OPS. That is absolutely ridiculous.
That's
Come on, man.
Yeah, true. I got another stat for you guys. Minimum 40 plate appearances in the playoffs. Fernando Tatis is first in average, first in slugging, first in on-base percentage, first in OPS. I mean, talk about a playoff riser. And
Seriously.
Yeah. We talk about, the Phillies have pretty awful fans. I think the Dodgers take the cake. What they showcased was just pure disgusting behavior, a thug fan base. And, people wonder why the Padres limited the amount of tickets Dodger fans could buy. I mean, the proof is in the pudding right there.
Yeah. We don't want you to come to our ballpark and throw shit at our players.
Yeah.
Like, real what?
Yeah. Now, True, you made a great point. I think the announcers and their homerism, these playoffs have been, it's just disgusting to listen to. The Mets Phillies announcers, they're just openly rooting for the Phillies, and it's the same way with the Dodgers Padres. It's nasty. Yeah.
I will be honest, Liam, I didn't notice it until afterwards, especially for the home run calls, because I didn't hear the home run calls once the ball was gone. I tune out, black out. But listening to it back, the enthusiasm on the Mets home runs versus like the Phillies home runs is night and day. And it wasn't like one was more important than the other. Like both of them hit game-tying, game-winning home runs.
Yeah, Vientos hits that home run to tie it up in the ninth, and they celebrate the Castellanos catch like it was the World Series winning play.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Yeah, but
obviously both of our series, we got game 3 tomorrow. Both tied 1-1, both going back to our team's home. Looking pretty good.
It's going to be electric vibes tomorrow night. That's going to be electric.
Aaron Noles in the mound, and we've been annihilating him the past couple of years.
Yeah.
That's a death wish for them.
It's just, hey, man, I don't think we've had better baseball in a long time, and I'm just happy to be here.
This has been great.
Enjoy the ride.
Back on the AL side of things, the Tigers Guardians are tied 1-1. The Yankees Royals are playing right now. Yankees are up 1-0. Just going to the Tigers Guardians games. I don't know if you guys caught today the 3-1 homer by Carpenter, top of the ninth. After Skubal pitches a complete gem. Obviously going down 2-0 is not good, especially after the smacking the Guardians gave him Saturday. I mean, what a performance.
Skubal's unbelievable, man. I think at one point he had, through 4 innings, it was 12 up, 12 down with 9 strikeouts. Are you absolutely out of your mind? Like, there is no better pitcher in baseball right now than Tarik Skubal. And the Tigers will always be in a series because they know when he pitches, they're going to win.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Tigers can do without Skubal on the mound, and can they get enough wins against the Guardians? Because game 1 looked pretty bad. Like, the Guardians blew them out. It didn't even seem close at times. This Tigers seemed outmatched, which I think a lot of us expect at some point in the series. At some point, the experience catches up to you. But we'll see if they can win tomorrow and go from there. It's a game at a time. They're going back home, tied 1-1. You can't really expect much else in a series, in my mind.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a sneaky good series, especially if you just – I think just if the Tigers do anything good, if they push this to 5, like, it's going to be a good series. Just they're so not supposed to be here. I'll let you guys introduce Yankees Royals. I didn't really see a lot of what happened game 1, but it looked like the Yankees somehow came back from behind.
Yeah. I think it had 5 lead changes this game. So pretty unbelievable. But I want to talk about how the Royals got here. They held the Orioles to 1 run through 2 games, playing away. That's insane.
And the Orioles are a good team. Like, they've struggled down the stretch, but they're their batting lineup. It's a lot of young guys, but a lot of guys who had great seasons, and it was very impressive with the Royals. And this Royals team has talent, not a lot of experience, but a lot of young guys who are coming up. And the Royals have shown in the past that they can get hot and get right, that they can go a long way. So nice mix of guys. Salvador Perez is still there. Like, they've got a mix that could be good for them.
They got the young hitters, but it's nice to have some veteran pitchers. Walker, Lugo coming in, giving them good seasons. Like
Lugo's having a great season. I know it hurts Truitt, but like Seth Lugo,
no,
hurts for us too.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. It's really good. It's good to see.
I love Lugo. I miss him. Miss the man.
That game is going on right now. Game 2. Royals are actually 2-1 in the top of the.
Oh wow, it's 2-1. They must have just scored because it was just 1-1. Nice.
Do or die time for the Royals. The AL is it's funny because those are just 3 teams, Detroit, or I guess 2 teams, Detroit and the Royals that just like snuck in, you know what I mean? But snuck in more than like you guys snuck in by definition, but like I think they snuck in more than you guys snuck in, if that makes sense.
Who would have thought that 3 teams from the AL Central would be the last 4 teams in the AL playing playoff baseball? I mean, come on,
Those teams are 22-2 against the White Sox. Like, that's ridiculous.
If that doesn't it's the epitome of baseball right there in every sense of the word. I mean, it's never who you expect and never who you think to win that ends up doing it.
I feel like if you're Detroit and Cleveland, you just got to be like, one of the 3 of us has to beat the Yankees. You know what I mean? Like, let's represent our division and like someone take down the big bad Yankees.
I feel like this is the one sense of divisional pride in baseball.
Yeah.
Usually they're huge rivals, but I think they're going to be rooting for each other. I hate to say it.
No, I totally agree. What else we got so far?
Quick NFL update. The Chiefs are up 7-0 late in the first quarter, so sure, looking pretty good right now.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Curse comes to
Kareem
an
Hunt
end.
with a rushing touchdown.
Who has? Kareem
Hunt.
Just in case the fans are interested, I'm up 30 in a league right now, and I'm playing against Kareem Hunt and Rashid Shaheed, so that doesn't hurt. I mean, that doesn't help at all.
No. Any other baseball stuff? I want to get Liam to his game at some point so you can watch.
Yeah. Hopefully we're blessed with an easy hoops grid. Oh, we are. Rank, you need to dominate this one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't pull it up fast enough. This is actually hilarious. What the hell is this?
Bro.
All right, Rank. Get to work.
We're just looking at like 2015 Warriors teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, yeah.
Who's on the edge? Like, is Festus Ezeli somewhere? You want to throw Festus Ezeli in somewhere?
Good shout, but where do you want to put him? I mean, I think he fits in all of these.
Can we go Bogut and Curry Monte Ellis?
Oh.
What?
Did he not play with Bogut?
I thought for sure they played together. Maybe I thought they played together on the Bucks.
That's what I would have figured.
Curry, Bogut, Ian Clark.
Ew.
Yuck. Oh, fuck me. Give me most spade.
What about Brandon Jennings? Could he be on here?
It'd have to be like Iguodala Clay, maybe. Or Draymond Livingston.
Who was it?
Jennings. True, at bottom left,
Let's say Steph Curry.
James McAdoo.
Ew.
Oh! James.
Oh, we could get Anderson Varejao on here, right?
Nice rank. Yeah, we got to get Varejao.
Varejau's in here somewhere. So is Mo Spates, but I'm not sure if Mo Spates is random enough.
We should move most spades out of here. Who's the Warrior from that team that became a Laker?
Nick Young.
Oh, that's a good one. That's not what I was thinking about.
Who?
We could probably throw him here.
Bottom right, Dwayne Dedman.
Oh, Dwayne Dedman. Did not know he was on. Oh, my rankle.
What about Brandon Rush?
Ooh, I'm gonna get rid of Spates for that. Nice. Okay. All right. You know what? We could get all diamonds. We really could.
Was there a Holiday brother that played? I think was
Maybe
it Justin?
Oh, it
Holiday?
was Justin. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know if he played with Livingston or Bogut though. We might have to move him.
Try Livingston.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, we could actually get all diamonds.
Kent Bazemore.
Love it.
Thompson, Bogut.
Was that who you were thinking of, True, when you said Lakers player?
No, he was a bum.
I remember he was on the
He
Hawks.
reminds me of-
Bazemore.
I think of him and McAdoo together. So he could dunk. He could dunk.
Oh,
Jump out the gym. But that was
Jermaine O'Neal, middle.
Yeah. Good shout. What about like Damian Jones? Was he on those
He
teams?
was on the teams.
David West?
Nice. That's 13.
McCaw's got to be on there.
Oh,
McCaw.
Patrick McCaw, the legend.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure he played with Livingston.
Oh, McCaw?
Yeah.
He clearly didn't play with Bogut, I guess. No, he definitely played with Livingston. Oh,
What?
it's going to kill me if I don't remember this Lakers guy.
Was Matt Barnes on the team?
I think he was on one of the later ones. Ugh. An ugly photo. No offense, but
Leandro Barbosa.
What years was Livingston in Golden State?
wait, what was right here before? We need to go back. Oh no. What'd you say, Rank? I think he was there. I think he was on that 2019 team. I think that was it.
He was there earlier. I think it was last
Oh yeah,
one.
he
I
was.
thought he was in 2016.
No, he was. Sorry, I meant he left in the 2019 team. I think he was there for every ring, except for 2022. It's gonna piss me off. I don't get this.
Ooh, middle. Finish it off. Top middle. Quinn Cook.
No, I feel like that's too
Oh,
obvious.
yeah.
Everyone knows about Quinn Cook.
Omri Caspi.
I'll throw Quinn here, see if that works. Omri Caspi's a good shout. Nice. Finished off with a diamond rank. Love that.
Beautiful. 98%.
We killed it.
We're them.
All those 2K years with the Warriors.
Yeah, Rank knows his word.
Yeah.
Rank knows his
That's what it
word.
comes down to.
I'm ready for some birthdays, man. Right.
Yeah, let's see what we got birthdays today. Birthdays in sports. Okay. Okay, starting off in baseball. Don't know what's going on with the audio. Apologize for that. Starting from baseball, Kirby Schneed turns 30 today. Happy birthday,
Schneed.
Kirby. Mookie Betts turns 32. I hope he's having a terrible birthday today.
I agree.
Evan Longoria, legendary third baseman, turns 39. Any other good ones on here? Not really. Those are some good birthdays. Oh, in basketball, we got some legends. Speak of the devil, Damian Jones turns
There we go.
37. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Damian Jones. That's awesome. And Nick Stauskas turns 31. Wow, time flies. Time flies when you are having fun. One of the premier wide receivers in the NFL turns 25 today, Tutu Atwell. Happy birthday to you, Tutu.
I don't know if Premier is.
You stretch this.
Well, we got to give the guy his flowers a little bit.
For what?
It's kind of all we got. Ooh, Chase Daniels turns 38.
Nice.
Happy birthday to you. Going over to soccer, we gotta have some good ones. Guy named Aiden Burke. Happy birthday to Aiden
No
Burke.
way. Are you serious?
Yeah. Birthday to Aiden Burke. Jermaine Defoe, a Premier League legend. I know Rankle knows that name all too well. Happy birthday to Jermaine Defoe. A real goal scorer he was. And no birthdays in lacrosse. That's what we got today, boys. Happy birthday to Damian Jones.
Any other birthdays? We got every sport?
Nope. No other birthdays.
Wow. I feel like soccer was really lacking for like the first time
It
ever.
was lacking. Aiden Burke.
Shitty day today, October 7th. By the way, the guy I was thinking of was Juan Toscano Anderson.
Oh,
Nice.
you would have fit.
Like I would have gotten us diamonds, but we'll never know. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching Fun in the Locker Room. As always, we're going to be here every Monday around this time, getting you some football, baseball, basketball, all that good stuff. We'll hit it your way. It's going to be a fun time to watch the show because we got, obviously, the baseballs coming up. I'm pretty confident our two teams will be playing next round, so you're not going to want to miss that episode. That's going to be a very spicy episode. Obviously, as the NFL season progresses, we're going to have more and more for you. I'm very hesitant to say we should do some more challenges for our Monday Night Football picks. Doesn't bode well for me, but I just think it's what the people want to see. Some more meat mountains, maybe. That's all I got. Sean Rankle, Liam Holloway, Truett Carstetter. Go Mets, go Padres, and we'll see you guys next episode.